Did you know that inheriting your parents' home in California could trigger tens of thousands of dollars in new property taxes every year? That's exactly what's happening to families under California Proposition 19. Many people still believe they can inherit property and keep their parents' low property tax rate, but in many cases, that's no longer true. And if you're not careful, your family could be faced to sell the home just to afford the taxes. So let's break down the biggest inheritance pitfalls under Prop 19 so you know what to watch out for. Hi, I'm Laura Hooks of SoCal Living with Laura, and I help people navigate real estate transitions here in San Diego, including inheritance, probate, seniors transitions, foreclosure, and major life changes involving property. And today I'm talking about something that has caught thousands of California families off guard, which is inheriting the family home. So what Prop 19 changed? Well, before 2021, California had a rule that allowed children to inherit property without reassessing the property taxes. That rule came from California Proposition 58. Under Prop 58, families could inherit primary homes, rental properties, vacation homes, and still keep the original property tax base. But Prop 19 dramatically changed that. So here are the pitfalls to be aware of. So pitfall number 1, the home must be your primary residence under Prop 19. You can only keep the lower tax base if the home becomes your primary residence. That means you must move into the home, you must claim the homeowner exemption, and it must become your principal residence. If you inherit the property and decide to make it your primary and then turn around and rent it, or keep it as a vacation home, or leave it vacant for some reason, the property will be fully reassessed and current market value. And in California, that can mean property taxes jumping 300 to 500% overnight. Pitfall number 2, the first 1 million limit. Even if the property becomes your primary residence, there is still a cap on how much tax value can be transferred. Under Prop 19, only 1 million of assessed value above the parent's tax base can be excluded. If the home is worth significantly more than that, and it most likely is, thank you to COVID in 2021, the new tax bill increases. So, for example, a parent bought a home for $200,000 decades ago. Today, it's worth $1.5 million. The child may still face a partial reassessment and a higher tax bill based on the $300,000 difference. Pitfall number 3, timing matters. Another mistake families make is waiting too long to move in. Under Prop 19 rules, heirs typically must move into the property, file paperwork with the county within a specific time window to claim the exemption, which is 1 year from the date of death. Miss that deadline and the property will be reassessed permanently. Okay, pitfall number 4, multiple children. This is a biggie. Things get even more complicated when multiple children inherit a property. Questions can come up like, who moves into the home? What happens if one sibling wants to keep it and others want to sell it? And how do taxes change if the property becomes a rental? Well, these situations often lead to family disputes or forced sales. This is why it's critical for parents to strategically structure their living trust, placing one sibling to inherit the house, the one that actually wants to live there, while using other assets to make the other siblings equal. All right, pitfall number 5. Many families do now have to sell because of these tax changes. Many heirs discover they cannot afford to keep the property. They inherit the home and suddenly face property taxes every year based on today's market value instead of the old tax base. So this is one of the reasons we're seeing more inherited homes hitting the market in California, which I think is exactly what the legislature and the supporters of Prop 19 wanted all along. More homes on the market and more tax revenue. So if your family is dealing with any inherited home or you're planning your estate, it's really important to understand these rules before making decisions about the property. Every situation is different, and sometimes keeping the home makes sense. Other times, selling may be the smartest financial decision. If you're in San Diego and you're dealing with an inherited property, probate, foreclosure, or a major real estate transition such as senior living, I'd be happy to help you understand your options. You can reach out anytime. My contact information is in the description below and in the links on my profile. I thank you for watching.